Outlander has given us loads of twists and turns through the years, and now with another action-packed season coming to an end, fans are excited to see where Jamie and Claire and their love story takes us next. Season 6 had an action-packed finale, and show stars Caitriona Balfe and Heughan broke down the finale. We will check out everything they shared next. First up, why was Season 6 so short? There were two reasons why Season 6 ended up as only 8 episodes. The co-stars shared the reasons why it didn't go to 12 episodes, as was the original plan. They were going to do 12, but then production got delayed because of COVID. That made things slightly difficult already. The other hiccup was that Caitriona Balfe was pregnant during filming for Season 6. The delays meant that she would have to stop filming at some point. At first, they thought that she could just give birth and come right back, but that was obviously kind of silly. There was no way Caitriona would want to come back that quickly. After all, the delays, and halfway through filming Season 6, they made the decision that it would be cut short and only 8 episodes would make up part of this season. It still ended on a pretty great cliffhanger. Just because the episode would not have originally been the finale episode of the series did not mean that it ended in a spot that was boring. It had plenty of action, and you would never have known the difference. What did they do with the extra episodes? They just kept it and have added it onto Season 7, which is great news for fans since this would mean that they were getting a much bigger season for Season 7. They didn't even really change the scripts much since they were just added to Season 7, but the story would have been told in the exact same way. Balfe shared that she doesn't even think that they had to adapt any of the scripts, keeping in mind that this show is based on the book series. They were always going to keep the story somewhat, if not entirely, making it a lot easier to adapt the story and break it into seasons in different ways, without having to change the scripts much. What was it like filming fight scenes together? Jamie and Claire have been through some pretty hectic things together, but through it all, they have always stuck together and worked on the problem. So it is pretty unbelievable that the finale scenes of Season 6 was the first time they had ever done action together. This time, they shot rifles together, and both actors said it was fun to see them literally fighting off people to protect their home. Balfe shared that it is a really bad idea to inhale when you are just firing and the flash is going in the pan. It is like a smoking gun. Does not sound like loads of fun, but as for the rest of the scene, it does sound like they had plenty of fun filming the standoff and action scenes together. Why does Jamie decide to give up? According to Heughan, they decided to give up because Jamie realized that there was no way out. He had weighed up all of the options and realized that they needed to give up to be able to live to fight another day. There was no one that was coming to rescue them that would be able to help effectively. There is no way out, and they are stuck in a dead end. As Heughan said, Jamie had no choice. The best way that he knew to protect Claire and keep her alive was to give up for now. Should we still be suspicious of Tom? Tom is a hard character to judge. He has a lot of issues with the Frasers, but he sort of comes to a kind of rescue for Claire by the end of the season. Balfe shared that it might be because he is such a stickler for truth and fairness and all of those things that he really wants Claire to at least have a fair trial. Jamie and Tom had a difficult history that has made things strained between them. By the end of Season 6, they do have a sort of respect for each other. Still, Tom is the last person you would expect to come to the rescue, but both actors did promise that his character would have a very interesting arc later on in the show that is going to be a lot of fun to watch and explore. But it is safe to say that many fans will keep being suspicious of Tom until he proves to be an ally to the Frasers completely. Will Claire lose her life? Let me tell you, as a fan of this show and television in general, it's very likely that they will kill one of the two main characters. But this series is not shy of putting their characters through all sorts of terrible things. You would be surprised what you can live through, is another classic movie line, and in this show, that is very true. While neither Claire or Jamie will probably lose their lives at the start of the new season, there is a lot of difference between death and loads of hardship, as Balfe and Heughan have shared. The world is crumbling around Claire and Jamie. While they will both do all they can to survive, and Jamie will do all he can to free Claire, there is sure to be a lot of bloodshed come. Have you watched Season 6 yet? What do you think about the final episode? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments section. We love to hear from you. Next up, we're going to check out even more about what Heughan and Caitriona Balfe have said about Season 6, what they teased about Season 7, and a whole lot more. Let's check it all out. What did Caitriona think of Claire's wigs? Claire's hair is pretty short in Season 6, and that means that Caitriona had to wear a few wigs while filming. She said that she loved the one that was kind of a bob and not short. She didn't like very short hair, but they both joked that Jamie didn't like any of her hair. He didn't like it at all. He even cried about Claire's hair. I think it is fair to say that Caitríona was more of a fan of the transformations that her character underwent than Jamie turned out to be. Was the season 6 finale easier to film than the season 5 finale? When asked this question, it was pretty easy for Caitriona Balfe to answer. It was way easier to film the finale of season 6 than it was to film the ending of season 5. If you can remember, and how could anyone forget, the season 5 finale was incredibly horrific for all the characters, but especially for Claire. It was not an easy episode to film for Caitríona, so filming a nice action sequence that could even be called somewhat lighthearted in comparison was a lot easier. Jamie Payne was once again the director for the series, and since he was already familiar with the series, it was nice to film with him. But the consensus between the two actors is that this finale was way easier to film, even if it was a lot of shooting, and Caitríona was already 6.5 months pregnant at the time. Both of them enjoyed filming those scenes. Where will season 7 kick off? The co-stars also went on to share that they had already started to film season 7 of Outlander. Hopefully that means that the Droughtlander won't be as long between season 6 and 7 as we are used to. But where will they start? At the exact same spot where they left us, of course. Remember, they still have those final 4 episodes that would have been in season 6 to show as part of season 7. Those 4 episodes will be released as the 4 episodes of season 7, and then they will continue with the rest of the new season. They have already filmed the first block of the show and are excited to share it with the fans. Did they give us any teasers? Caitríona Balfe teased that they are normally sworn to secrecy, but that since no one told them that they couldn't share certain parts of the new season, that they might just be allowed to share everything with fans. But of course, they did not actually give us a full rundown of what we can expect from the new season. They did share that filming for the show has been going really well and that they have gotten a really strong start. There is a lot to look forward to. Balfe shared that many pieces of the premise will be wrapped up and concluded before they move on to new stories. She shared that there would be a bunch of new characters that would join the cast and who will be very meaningful to the series. It is going to be awesome to see all of the changes that are waiting for us in season 7. Are you excited to see the new season? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.